Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I thought I would share with you my postpartum essentials. So these are all things that are for you to use after you give birth. So nothing to do with the baby necessarily specifically. This is more for products and things that you might want to use after you give birth. I had a hospital birth and they gave me an episiotomy, which means they cut, and so I had stitches. And so some of those things that I'm going to share with you today are specific to if you've had stitches, but I'm sure they'll still come in useful for you if you've had any kind of birth, a lot of the things. So without further ado, let's get into all my postpartum essentials. First things first, let's start off with the obvious, and your first thing you're going to need is maternity pads. So these are just essentially big, thick pads. You can get them really cheaply in supermarkets, and yeah, they're kind of like just ones you get for your period, but these ones are, they don't tend to have wings, which I find annoying, but they're very, if you can see that, they're much thicker and they're much more absorbent in many ways. So you can use these. You could actually just use the normal ones used for your period if you like them more, but these are longer and thicker and tend to be a little bit better, especially for the first few days of after birth. And I would recommend using these alongside some disposable pants. So the ones that I like, you can get ones from the supermarket that are maternity disposable pants, but they're like the mesh pants and they're super thin and I hate them a lot. So what the ones that I like are the ones that you get for incontinence basically. And I know a lot of people use these because they're just so much more comfortable and so much nicer. So the brands that I use are the Tena ladies brand. This is called Silhouette in Noir, so like black ones. I like those ones a lot. And then I also have the Always Discreet underwear. So these are both nice, I like them both. I'll show you what they look like in case you don't know. They're like big nappies basically, but they're so comfortable, I'm telling you. You will want to get these, they're so comfortable. So they're very, you can get different cuts and stuff if that bothers you. But basically, a big old nappy. And what I would do is I use this as a kind of my pants and then put one or two of these pads in depending on how soon after birth it is, and they're just so comfortable. When you're finished using them, you can use them like a couple of times maybe, and then put fresh ones of these in, and then after a few times you just bin them and that's it. So I really enjoyed using these. I wore these for like 2 weeks after birth because I thought they were so comfortable. And I'll show you the black ones because they're slightly nicer. Look, if you mind like the way they look, these ones look slightly nicer because they look less like a nappy because they are black. So these ones look a bit nicer and they're not quite as high up. And yeah, that's what they look like. The black version and the white version. I would recommend both these brands. I'll link everything down below that I can find online, by the way, if you want to check exactly the things that I have out. You can just click links in the description box. But yes, so my major recommendations. Of course you need pads, you could just use normal pants, but I highly recommend for the first like few days to a week at least, getting the disposable incontinence style pants. Yeah, highly recommend those. And if I don't recommend anything else, if you don't take away anything else from this video, that's my top recommendation. My next recommendation is for night sweats. So I know a lot of people after birth sweat a lot. I'm certainly one of those people. I have a lot of sweating after giving birth, and not in the daytime, just at night time. Just when I'm asleep, I wake up and I'm covered in sweat. And it sounds disgusting, and it kind of is disgusting. So to help with that, I use these big absorbent pads. And one side is waterproof, the other side is absorbent, and this absorbs loads of liquid. I think again it's for incontinence, but that's what I use it for. I put them under my sheets and then put the sheets on top. You can put them inside your pillowcase, and it's just to protect your bedding when you're having a lot of sweating after giving birth. I sweat quite a lot, maybe for about a month after giving birth because of the hormones, and this just saves you don't want to get your mattress to get all sweat and disgusting, so this just kind of saves that. And hopefully you won't sweat too much after birth, but this is something that I definitely need because I definitely sweat a lot. So that's my next recommendation, is these big absorbent pads. The next thing I'm going to want is painkillers. And of course, take your doctor's or whoever's recommendation for what painkillers you should use. I personally stocked up on lots of paracetamol and lots of ibuprofen. So I basically took 2 paracetamol and 1 ibuprofen every 6-ish hours after giving birth for about a week to maybe 2 weeks. And of course, again, like I said, I don't take my recommendations, but that's personally what I stocked up on, and I bought a lot of them before I gave birth so that we had plenty of painkillers, and I definitely used those painkillers. I definitely needed them. They were necessary. The stitches were really sore this time round, more sore than the first time, and that really helped. I really needed those painkillers. So that's the next thing. Alongside kind of the same theme is vitamins. So I use vitamins like this. They have folic acid, vitamin C and vitamin D. The ones that are especially important, I think, if you live in Scotland or somewhere that's not as sunny, is vitamin D. But of course you can take other vitamins that my midwife recommended, folic acid. And of course you can get postnatal vitamins that have loads of different things in them. So yeah, vitamins and painkillers, definitely get them. Next is, if you're breastfeeding, some kind of nipple cream. Nipple balm, this is the one that I like. It's by a brand called Weleda. Never know how to pronounce this brand. But we also use their nappy cream, and it's really, really good. Samuel, it really is really nice, and it's really moisturizing and lovely. So this is the one that we use, the Weleda nipple balm, and this is just to protect sore nipples, basically straight after giving birth. When you're breastfeeding, the first time I found this and the second time was the same, and your nipples just get really, really sore. So I recommend the nipple balm. I know a lot of people like the Lanciner one. Just get one, try them out, see which one you like the best. This is the one that I recommend. Also, if you're breastfeeding, you want to get some nursing tops. Now the first time around I didn't want to get nursing tops, so I thought it's a waste of money for something that I might not use that much, but I ended up breastfeeding Samuel for 2 years the first time, and I'm intending to breastfeed this one for quite a while as well. So I decided just to buy the nursing tops this time, and I think it's definitely worth the investment if you're planning on breastfeeding for a slightly longer amount of time. I have this hoodie, which I really like. It's breastfeeding because you can lift this bit up. I also bought nursing vest tops for nighttime, which just clips down here, and it basically means that your stomach stays nice and covered and warm, and you have access for breastfeeding. So I do recommend breastfeeding and nursing tops, just because I did use them for quite a lot. I would have used them for quite a long time the first time, and this time I'm going to use them quite a lot as well. So yes, I would say that if you're breastfeeding for more than a few weeks or so, it's definitely worth investing in some nursing tops. Along the same lines as clothes, you definitely want to get some joggers or PJs for after birth. I've been wearing joggers and PJs since I gave birth, and it's been weeks now. The ones I like are these ones I have on the moment. I'll just show you like this. They're just, well, they're nothing special, they're just, these ones are pyjamas from Primark. And I also have grey joggers, which are so comfortable. I put jeans on the other day, and I was like, these are so uncomfortable. Who wears jeans? So I don't know if I'm going to be able to go back to wearing jeans after lockdown and after having a baby and everything. I'm just going to have to wear pyjamas everywhere because they're so much more comfortable. Also, if you like leggings, you can get leggings as well. Just stock up on something really comfortable for the house and also out of the house, because you deserve it after giving birth to a child. The next thing you're going to want lots of is lots of water by your bed, because if you get the night sweats like me, you'll end up really, really dehydrated, and I feel so dehydrated all the time. I'm constantly drinking, so definitely lots of liquids. Make sure you take lots of liquids. Snacks as well, especially again if you're breastfeeding, lots and lots of snacks. I am starving these days. When I'm not breastfeeding, I never wake up hungry, but these days I always wake up hungry. I always have dinner and then I need supper and then 100 snacks during the day. So definitely try and stock up some healthy-ish snacks and also some unhealthy snacks, just for when those cravings hit. And yeah, make sure you have lots of things that you like to eat, but you're also getting in lots of healthy things as well, so apples and nuts and that kind of thing. So that's what I would recommend. I have those, and I also have chocolate as well, and yeah, essential in my opinion. And then the next thing that I have is this, which I bought this time round for after birth. I've not used them before, but I do really like these. These are called Tucks. A lot of people recommend these. They're medicated cooling pads for hemorrhoids. The active ingredient in these is witch hazel. So that's the thing that is medicated, I guess. And what they are, if you've not seen them, is little pads. This is all wet in here, and you just take one out it's like if you like makeup remover pads, if you use makeup remover wipes. Oh, no, not makeup remover wipes. You can get like these little things, you can get these for removing your nail varnish. That's what it is, nail varnish removal wipe things. That's what it's like, and they smell quite nice. If you don't like wet things, so what you do with these is you put them on to your pad and it cools down there, and it's meant to help speed up with healing as well. I don't know about speeding up healing, but I did really enjoy using these. It does feel cold and wet, and it also feels, you know, if you have a cut and then you put Savlon on your cut and it stings, it's that kind of feeling, but more painful. So it's kind of like that. So what you do is you put them onto your maternity pads and it cools it down and it makes it feel a little bit better. If you do like that feeling of medication, then it does make it feel quite nice. Not everyone will like this kind of feeling, but I quite liked it. I thought it was quite useful, quite nice. So yeah, I'd recommend Tux. And that's basically everything that I would recommend. You can get all these fancy sprays and gadgets and goodness knows what else, but these are the things that I feel like I really needed and really used a lot, and I don't think I would have used any extra products necessarily, especially after giving birth. I can't be bothered mucking around with loads and loads of different products. So these are the products that I think really work and are really important and helpful for me personally, and I hope this video was helpful for you if you're going to give birth soon. Let me know how many weeks you are if you're pregnant, and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye guys.